Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to a brand new video which is going to be all about you stepping into your highest self. Now, if you follow me on socials, you'll know that I speak a lot about your highest self or your best self, and this is essentially the version of you that you are trying to become. This is the best version of you. It's the version of you that you think of when you think of, that version of you who's achieved all of her goals, who loves her life, who loves her body. Like, that is the version of you that we are thinking of. And to create that version of you, you have to show up as that version of you. So we're going to be discussing exactly how you do that. So grab yourselves a cuppa, grab yourselves a pen and paper, write down some notes, and let's go. I have a tendency to yap, so I'm going to keep this as precise and concise as I possibly can. First things first, when it comes to making a change, when it comes to stepping into your higher self, the biggest thing that you need to do, and the first thing that you need to do, is ditch the all or nothing mindset. Now, a lot of us, will do this. A lot of us are stuck in this kind of like, oh, well, if I can't do this, what's the point? If I can't do the same as that person, what's the point? But actually, that is the point. In order to create your higher self, you have to create a routine and habits that work for you. No one else. It doesn't matter if it works for someone else. What matters is that it works for you. So I want you to think slow and sustainable. Even if it is a goal of yours to change your body in order to get to your higher self, that is just one piece of the puzzle, by the way. That is not going to alone get you to your higher self. I want you to think slow and sustainable. I don't want you to think, right, how can I make the quickest change right now? I want you to think, how can I build foundations and how can I build on them? So no matter what your goal is, you then have those foundations in place. Those foundations then are going to mean that you get results because you can build on them. And you're also going to be able to maintain results because you're going to have that routine in place. So for example, if it is a goal of yours to, let's just say, lose body fat, first things first, let's start by increasing your steps by 500 to 1,000. Let's start by drinking a little bit more water every day. Let's start by getting a protein source in every single meal. And once you've done that, you can build on it further. You can change another 1 to 3 habits. And if you want to know more about the actual fat loss side of things, go and watch my last video. But same with confidence. If you are looking at building your confidence, you want to be a more confident version of you. That's not just going to happen overnight. That's not just going to happen from changing your body or, achieving a goal. That is going to happen from building those foundations and build on them. So can you start pushing out of your comfort zone a little bit? Can you start doing things that feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you know that you can do it? Can you start doing things that feel a little bit uncomfortable, and even if you don't think you can do it, you know that you're going to put the work in to get there? So it could be little things like going to a gym class that you haven't been to before, going out for dinner on your own. Like, if it is a goal of yours to be more confident, if that is how your higher self shows up, that's what we need to do. We need to build those foundations. We need to build on them. So to help you with this, get really clear on how your higher self looks. If you sat down and you literally had to describe that version of you, how would she look? How would she talk? How would she walk? How would she act? How would she think? How would her routines look? How would her day-to-day life look? List it all so that you know exactly what you're aspiring to. And always remember, slow and sustainable. Remember, we are building a lifestyle. We are building habits, we are building routines. We are not just jumping, because when people jump, when they fall that much further and they knock their own confidence. We've all been there, yeah? We've gone on a diet, we've, tried to do something and we've gone, right, I'm gonna be really, really on it now. I'm gonna go absolutely all in, and you go all the way up here and then one thing happens and you're like, back down to zero. Whereas even when you build foundations, you build it up. So even if something doesn't happen, you're only falling to here. You're not falling all the way back down. Because when you also fall all the way back down, you knock your own confidence. And you are so capable. You're so capable. So how to build confidence? Because the highest version of you, she's a confident queen. She wants to be more confident. Now, there's a few things here. Confidence comes from doing the things that you say you're going to do. Okay, now this, yes, is a mix of motivation, discipline, consistency. But in order to do the things that you say you're going to do, whether that be going to a gym class, whether it be losing X amount of weight, whether it be, booking a holiday on your own, whether it be wearing that bikini on the beach, whatever that means to you, you need to make sure that you can do those things. Yeah, so it's all well and good going, right, I want to do this, I want to do this. Right, how can we put that into practice? How can we put that into action? How can we take action on it? How can you get organized? Can you plan these things into your day? Can you set aside the time to do your steps or do your workouts? Can you book in your meal prep like you would a meeting? Can you book in a gym class so that, you pretty much have to go. Like, you've got that accountability there to go. How can you make life as easy for yourself as possible? Can you get your gym kit ready the night before? Can you prep your food on a Sunday ready for the week? Yeah, so always think, how can I make sure that I do the things that I say I'm going to do? And again, we're not looking for 100% consistency. We're looking for, 80%. How can you do the things that you say you're going to do? That's number one. Second thing with confidence is pushing out of your comfort zone. Yeah, your current actions are creating the current version of you. So if you want more, if you want bigger, if you want bolder, your actions have to be bigger, they have to be bolder. So what can you do? How can you push out of your comfort zone? Like I said, could it be going for dinner on your own? Could it be wearing, an outfit that you really want to wear, but you don't currently because you don't feel comfortable? Like, again, it's really think about, for you, what does confidence mean? How does that confident version of you look? And how can you start creating that? Yeah. So how can you push out of your comfort zone? And again, build on it. It doesn't have to be massive, but what is going to happen then is the more that you do these things, the more this is why it's important they're slow and sustainable, because the more you do them, the more you tick them off, the more consistent you become, the more like second nature they become. And every single time you tick them off, you're telling yourself, I can do this. So how to build confidence? Doing the things you say you're going to do, pushing out of your comfort zone. All in all, to prove to yourself what you are capable of. And no matter how many times you get set back, you keep pushing forward. Yeah, remember, we're ditching the all or nothing mindset. Affirmations. Now, I know that people have got an opinion on this, okay? But journaling, meditating, affirmations, find which one works for you. But there is a lot to be said about bigging yourself up. I am powerful, I am strong, I am, etc. The reason that this works is because if you tell yourself that you are something, your brain is going to look for more and more evidence that that is true. If you have positive thoughts about yourself, your brain is going to look for more and more positivity. It's going to look for more and more evidence that that is true. And the more that you do that, the more true it becomes. Yeah? If you tell yourself that you are capable of anything, your brain is going to look for all the evidence that that is true. The more that it finds it, the more that you are going to build an undeniable stack of evidence that it is true. And then you're going to believe it. And then you're going to show up as that person who is capable of anything. And then you're going to literally prove to yourself that you're capable of anything. Yeah? In the same way as negative thoughts breed negativity, they knock your confidence, they don't make you feel good. This is exactly the same with positive thoughts. Switch it, flip it on its head. Do your affirmations, literally be proud of yourself, like shout about yourself from the rooftops and keep repeating it to yourself, because your brain will look for more and more evidence that it's true. Yeah, and the more positive they are, the more positive action you're going to take, the better you're going to feel, the further you're going to go. Doing hard things, yeah, back to the confidence, plan, prep, organize. Plan your day in Google Calendar, write out your weekly to-do list, write out your daily to-do list, write out exactly what you need to get to where you want to be. Write down all of these things. Like, the more organized that you can get, I promise you it'll change your life. No one successful ever got there by just doing what they feel like on the day. You need to make sure that no matter how you feel on the day, you know you can show up for yourself. Think about your higher self. Has she gotten to where she wants to be by just winging it? Has she gotten to where she wants to be by just waking up on the day and eating what's in the fridge? Has she got to where she wants to be by just kind of going, oh, I don't really fancy the gym today, I'm not going to go? Or has she gotten to where she wants to be because she's planned her time? She's time blocked her time. She knows what she's doing, when she's doing it, how she's doing it. She does her meal prep on a Sunday. She does her meal prep on a Wednesday. She knows exactly what she's consuming. She's eating a whole food diet. She's eating a high protein diet that is fueling her from the inside out. She blocks her gym sessions in like a meeting, so she knows that they're going to happen. She blocks her steps in like a meeting, so she knows that they're going to happen. I promise you, if there is one thing that I can recommend more than anything else, plan, prep, be organized. I know that's 3 things, but like being organized, they all come under being organized. It will literally change your life. If you want to know more about kind of like being organized, about time blocking, planning, etc., let me know in the comments and I can send you over something to help. But another thing with confidence is, it's all well and good when we are going, right, I'm gonna show up as my higher self, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. But then something happens that maybe you can't do, or maybe something happens to just knock you back a little bit. And then you make it mean something about you. Okay, so this is the biggest thing. Someone else's opinions do not mean anything about you. Someone else's actions do not mean anything about you. Your own actions, to a certain extent, don't mean something about you. If for whatever reason you cannot get to the gym, you cannot hit your steps one day, you can't, maybe you don't plan your meals on a certain day, maybe you don't eat the nutritious meals you want on a certain day, don't make it mean something about you, okay? Because every single person in the world has days where they don't do the things, where they're not perfect, basically, where they're not perfect. But the difference between those who have success and get to where they want to be and those who don't is that those who don't make those days mean something about them. They don't make the fact that they didn't hit their steps yesterday mean that they can never hit their steps again. They simply just carry on as normal. They focus on what they can do, they carry on as normal. And this is one of the biggest things I can tell you. If you take away anything from this, let it be this. Do not let things mean something about you. Yeah, everyone in the world has days where they don't hit their targets, where they drop down on their habits, where they're not as consistent, and that is absolutely fine. That is life. That is literally life. You're not perfect, you're a human being. But those things will only impact your journey if you let them. If you let it mean something about you, your ability, what you can and can't do, when it doesn't mean anything. So please remember that, okay? Remember that. Again, this all ties in together, but when thinking of your higher self, think lifestyle change, not quick fix. Lifestyle change. We are not quick fixing. We're not doing something in 6 weeks. We are creating a lifestyle that aligns with your goals and that version of you that you want to become. You know that you're capable of so much more. You know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. It's just about not letting those little things throw you off. Stop telling yourself that you can't do things, yeah? Your identity is massive. If you identify yourself as someone who can't do certain things, falls off track, etc., that is the way that you are going to show up, because your brain is going to be like, right, let's prove that this is true, yeah? So that's going to be the way you show up. Those are going to be your actions. That is literally then going to obviously dictate the way that you feel about yourself. That is going to dictate your outcome, which is then going to prove to yourself that you are correct. Whereas if you can go, no, I can do this, I am this, I can do this, I can do this, again, that's the way you're going to show up. If you identify as someone who can get what they want, who can show up as their highest self, you will do that. Because your thoughts dictate your actions dictate your outcome. So it all starts with your thoughts and your mindset, which again is why it's really important to get clear on who your higher self is, how she thinks, what she does, yeah? So get super clear on it. Show up as your higher self. Step into the identity of her. Do your affirmations. Celebrate every single little win that you have. Build your confidence every single step of the way. Know that you are capable of incredible things. Ditch the all or nothing mindset. Remember, slow and sustainable lifestyle change, not quick fix. Build your own confidence. Yeah? Get organized, plan, prep, push yourself out of your comfort zone. Prove to yourself what you're capable of. Do new things, do hard things. Prove to yourself that you can. Look for every bit of evidence that you absolutely can. Don't make things mean something about you. They don't, okay? Sprinkle a bit of perspective onto everything. It is what it is. Literally, if you don't hit your calories one day, that is what it is. If you overeat on one day, it's just that. It is literally just overeating on one day. It is not you overeat on one day, so therefore you're never going to be able to see progress again. Yeah? That doesn't mean anything. It's not, oh, you tried on a size 10, you didn't fit into it, therefore you're never going to fit into it again. It is not that either, okay? Do not make things mean something about you. Focus on what you can do, focus on what you have done, and focus on building your confidence. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm very proud of myself for sticking to my time plan. I didn't want to blab on for too long, but yeah, any questions at all, let me know. But just know that you are so capable of stepping into your next level. Like, you really are. So go and do it. Like, there's literally nothing stopping you other than you. So step out of your comfort zone, prove to yourself what you're capable of, show up time and time again, show up with consistency, and go and create that version of you, because life is too short not to. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.